I hate to disappoint you, but there's no injury report today. We'll let you know accordingly on Wednesday, so hope you respect that. But good work today, guys. We're back in the building, locked in. Really good day, and day off tomorrow, and we're kind of in normal in-season cadence at this point.
Does anything change for you with MVS going down to the 49ers? Does that change anything on offense for you guys?
Officially, it changes everything. We're going to change all the calls. Yeah, I mean, look, he's a really smart player. He's probably going to give him information. That stuff happens all the time. Some things you can take into account. Some things you just gotta call it and haul it.
The couple of guys you got last week, Kendrick and Surratt, what have kind of been your early impressions of them?
They've done a great job. Got more reps today, so picking things up. It's going to take them a minute to figure out all the small details and stuff. But the guys going out there competing, playing fast, great guys to be around. So happy they're here.
Is Kendrick an option to play inside or something?
Both, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you already know who your punt returner is going to be this weekend, or is that something you're figuring out this week?
We'll kind of let everybody know on Sunday.
Mike, as a process-driven, aware coach, when you look back where you're at now, this training camp, and how do you think where you're at in your process? How do you feel about the whole process as you get ready for week one?
Yeah, I think there's a interesting balance of being really proud of the work that we've done and the growth we've had on our team that we felt like we had, and then there's a balance of a sense of urgency to keep going and understanding that we're not there yet. We'll never be there, if we do it the right way. But I feel like the guys have great spirit. Really proud of the connection we've built within our team. But it's one of those things where we're always going to be chasing. It's kind of like the joy is in the process and in the journey. The destination will take care of itself.
If Walker is pacing now, practicing, is he on track or where you'd like a regular season feedback to be?
Yeah, everything going according to plan right now. So.
You said there's only so many coverages and so many fronts the defense can play. So what separates one defensive play caller from another?
It's a good question. Just outed myself. I plead the fifth. Look, I don't know. I mean, I've been around great play callers on those staffs, and I think what's interesting is the guys have different styles. I think as a play caller, you do have to learn your style of what you're trying to create, and I think that's really important. Obviously, you're taking advantage of the guys that give you a best chance to make a play and let them do things that they do well. Again, there's a spectrum to this thing. I mean, you can try to be in the perfect call all the time, which is probably not the way to go. You can be in one call the whole game. That's probably not the way to go either. It's always going to be some sort of blend, and I think that's based off of just your personal philosophy and sticking to it, and making sure that your process kind of follows that so you're not all over the place. But it's an interesting question. I probably need to think about it more honestly. I know what works for us is just trying to get our guys in position to have success consistently, however that comes to life.
You got several rookies who are going to have prominent roles right off the bat. How do you feel like they've approached this, getting ready for their first season with guys like you?
Well, they've done a great job so far, and I think the next challenge to them is getting in an in-season routine and cadence that they can grab a hold of and kind of make it theirs. Everybody's routine's different throughout the week. You got to kind of figure out what works for you, and that's our vets have been awesome with it. Our coaches are great, helping them out as best we can, but ultimately they have to figure out what works for those guys. It's a long season, but if you take it day by day, kind of period by period, and stack those things, you'll get to week 13, 14, and it should just be another week for you.
Where do you feel like Torrey is at, not physically, but just mentally, in terms of the time he missed, all the reps he missed, mentally being ready to play?
Yeah, Torrey's done a great job. He's on it. Feel like he's in a great spot mentally. Hasn't had a lot of game experience yet, so my recommendation to him is just go out and do all the things that you're doing in practice. But he's on it. He does a great job.
As a play caller, is there something unique about the relationship you have to have with your green dot guy?
Yeah, I think so. I've had as a play caller, I've had a guy that just wants me to tell him to call and shut up, and then there's been green dot guys that don't want me to shut up and just tell them all the things. So I like the guys that I get to talk to a lot. But again, I think you got to have a feel for what they can handle, how they see the game. It's important to meet throughout the week and trying to get on the same page. Probably not quite the same as an offensive play caller or the quarterback, but it's probably the closest equivalent that you'd get to, forging that relationship and spending that time together.
Where's Ernest on the spectrum of?
Definitely the more doesn't mind me talking to him. Sometimes I'll talk to him on the sideline and he gives me the look to shut up, and that's when I shut up.
You and he both talked pretty early on in his time here how you guys just kind of see the click right away. How have you seen that relationship between you two grow, just the way you see football?
Well, he's such an alpha. He's just has such poise about him. He's kind of unshakable. I just respect the heck out of the guy. He's so tough, understands the game. To come in the middle of the season, I know similar schemes and language and things like that, so probably accelerated the learning curve a little bit. But that's not easy. You're coming to a new building, going across the country, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And for him to play as well as he did, feeling the way he did, meant a lot for our football team. And I think the guys recognize that, and I know our coaches and myself do too.
He had an off-season procedure, I think, on his knee. Does he look better physically now since then?
Well, I think if you ask him, he's saying that this is the best he's felt. So that's great. It's great for us, great for him.
You guys are currently 2.5-point underdogs. That's only the third time that's happened for a Week 1 home opener at the Seahawks in the last 40 years. How do you decide
last 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you decide when to use that information with the team and when to just ignore it?
I think look, you know how we roll at this point. We got to focus on us going out and playing Seahawk football from the first snap to the last. That really is our focus. If you try to making it too complicated, you get all out of whack. At some point, yeah, there's things to have motivation material, bulletin board material, things like that. Probably keep it in-house when we use it, but I think you can tell it's just kind of like whatever to us right now.
With putting Kristen Haynes on IR last week, how do you feel about your guard depth, kind of in general?
Well, yeah, we're with one less guard, so that's the way we feel. But we got some young guys ready to go step in if somebody couldn't find their helmet, and then we'll go from there. But possibly like Olu's probably the next guy in the game. Jalen would go to guard. Is the plan right now.
Big picture question on your offense, man. There's so many pieces from coordinator to schemes, coaches,
Yeah.
maybe six new starters from last season. How do you feel like all the new pieces have been coming together?
Well, it's interesting. I know I don't think that we see it as new. It's just us since April. It's like, or really since we hired Clint. So we've had just as much time to kind of get on the same page as everybody else. Everybody else has moving parts up to this point. I understand that we have probably more than most. But, yeah, we have no other option but to be really good. So that's what we're going to try to do. But I don't think we're really spending any time thinking, okay, we're new. How is this thing going to come together? It's like we've had all these months up to this point to come together as a football team and as an offense, and it's a long season too. You're going to have another 4 to 5 months of growing and evolving as the season starts to declare. So that's what we're counting on.
What's the first thing you look at after a practice or after a game on film? Where do you go first?
Well, after a practice, we just watch it straight through, and then we watch the one-on-ones. All the concept stuff after. Me personally, I'm looking for like more than one. It's like what deserves a defensive meeting talking point. It's probably more than one position group that's affected. Normally that's some sort of structural thing or just making sure we're playing something the same way. Everything else we get on the same page with the position coaches and they can handle it within their group. But that's normally my rule of thumb of whether or not it needs to be talked about. After a game, I like to watch, as a head coach, I like to watch it straight through, not like one phase at a time. It's just what I prefer as the game unfolds.
From
the spring to now, what have you liked what you've seen from Jackson in this new offense?
Man, he's so decisive with how he operates. I mean, he runs everything. He's on his stuff. Great attitude, phenomenal attitude, great work ethic. He's there every day, same guy every day, and nothing more you can ask of him. I'm really excited for him.
With the bulletin board material, how often do you go to that? Is that a relatively rare technique?
I'd say every once in a while. I mean, I think for who we are, you start thinking about not what we need to do. It's just sometimes, again, there's times for it, but that's our philosophy here. There's not a right way or a wrong way. This is the way that we choose to approach it.